Rick Ness has never had an easy road on Gold Rush. From the moment he stepped out from under Parker Schnabel's shadow to lead his own mining crew, he's had to fight for every ounce of gold he's pulled from the ground. And while Ness has built a reputation for resilience and hard work, a recent decision by the Yukon Water Board could now threaten everything he has spent years working toward. After a tumultuous few seasons, a public battle with depression, and a hard-fought return to the show, Rick appeared to be on the rise once again. But now, facing a hurdle he can't simply dig his way through, he may be forced to step away from Gold Rush, and possibly mining altogether. When Rick Ness took a hiatus from Gold Rush, fans feared the worst. He openly shared that he was struggling with his mental health and needed time away from the relentless pressure of the gold mining business. That transparency won him widespread support, and when he returned in Season 14, many were rooting for a comeback. And what a comeback it was. While still operating on a smaller scale than Parker Schnabel or Tony Beats, Rick quickly showed that he hadn't lost his edge. His mining instincts, leadership, and willingness to get his hands dirty proved that he still had what it took to succeed in the Yukon's unforgiving conditions. But Ness wasn't just coming back to Gold Rush to dig gold. He was coming back to build something permanent. Throughout his time on the show, one of Rick's biggest ambitions was to own his mining claim outright. Unlike Parker and Tony, who've long had the advantage of owning the land they work on, Rick had always been leasing or working on borrowed ground. For a miner, that means limited control, constant negotiations, and the looming risk of losing access to your site. That changed in Season 15. After 5 years of grinding it out, Ness made his final payment, 250 ounces of gold, to claim owner Troy Taylor. That payment officially made Rick Ness the rightful owner of Duncan Creek, a mining property that holds tremendous potential. It was a moment of triumph. Rick had gone from being a greenhorn to a full-fledged mine boss, and now finally, a Yukon landowner. But the celebration didn't last long. Mining in the Yukon is more than just owning land and having heavy equipment. Miners must operate under strict regulations to protect the environment, particularly when it comes to water usage. A valid water license is essential to placer mining, as it governs how miners divert water to wash pay dirt and operate sluice boxes. Rick knew this. That's why, ahead of the 2025 season, he submitted a detailed proposal to the Yukon Water Board to secure a new license and expand his operations. But the board rejected his application. According to their decision, Rick's proposed operating plan was deemed unrealistic. He had outlined a reclamation effort that involved 96 new and 99 existing mining grants, an enormous undertaking that the board felt couldn't be achieved within the operating season's time frame. They also cited concerns about the overall feasibility of his plans, especially given the short window before the current license expires on April 8, 2025. Without that water license, Ness cannot mine. Not legally, and not at a scale that would make Duncan Creek viable. The implications are severe. Ness now owns a claim that may become worthless to his operations unless he can secure that critical water license. Unlike Parker Schnabel or Tony Beats, who have established infrastructure and regulatory experience, Rick is still building his base, and the clock is ticking. He's already faced a tough season, dealing with multiple equipment breakdowns, harsh weather, and the financial burden of purchasing his claim. The water license denial is just the latest in a string of challenges that threaten to undo his progress. For a man who's already overcome so much, including mental health struggles, financial pressures, and the high-stakes drama of reality TV, this could be a breaking point. And for fans, it raises a difficult question. Is this the final chapter for Rick Ness on Gold Rush? Rick has always been one of the most relatable miners on Gold Rush. He doesn't have a massive crew or a multi-million-dollar budget. What he has is heart, grit, and a fierce desire to prove himself. But setbacks like this can take more than just a financial toll. They can hit a miner's morale hard. Ness has admitted in the past that the pressure of running a mine and being in front of cameras took a toll on his mental health. With the water license situation unresolved and the future of Duncan Creek uncertain, it's unclear how he'll cope with this latest blow. Whether he can find the energy and motivation to revise his plan, reapply, and push forward remains to be seen. This situation is also a stark reminder that Gold Rush isn't just about digging for gold. Behind the scenes, miners like Rick have to navigate an increasingly complex regulatory landscape. Securing land is just one step. Without water access, the claim is all but useless. Even veteran miners like Tony Beets and Parker Schnabel have faced red tape and regulatory delays. The Yukon Water Board is tasked with balancing environmental concerns and mining operations, and they don't hand out licenses easily. In Rick's case, the rejection reflects the board's belief that his plans simply didn't line up with what's realistically achievable. What's next for Rick Ness? Each path carries risk, and none of them offer the instant success that many viewers wish for Rick. But if there's one thing fans have learned about him, it's that he doesn't quit easily. The next few months will be critical. If he can successfully revise his operating plan and satisfy the Yukon Water Board, there may still be gold in his future. If not, Duncan Creek could go silent, and Rick Ness may once again disappear from Gold Rush. Not by choice, but by regulation. Whatever happens next, one thing is certain. This chapter is one of the most defining in Rick Ness' Gold Rush journey. And whether he comes back stronger or walks away, his fans will be watching and hoping he strikes gold, both literally and personally. Rick Ness has never been the kind of miner to take the easy road, and that's exactly why fans love him. From the moment he stepped up from being Parker Schnabel's right-hand man to leading his own crew, Rick has shown that hard work, heart, and a willingness to learn can take you far in the gold mining world. But now, as he faces one of the biggest obstacles of his career, many fans are holding on to hope that he can once again rise above the challenges and continue his journey on Gold Rush. Despite equipment issues, financial struggles, and the pressure of running a small crew, Rick dug deep, literally and figuratively, and managed to pull off an impressive season. While he may not have outpaced mining giants like Parker Schnabel or Tony Beets in total gold, his determination, grit, and passion for mining stood out. He reminded viewers why he's one of the most compelling personalities on the show. For years, one of Rick's biggest goals has been to own his own mining claim. Unlike other mine bosses who inherited land or started with large-scale operations, Rick had to work his way up, paying his dues season after season. That dream finally became a reality when he made his final payment to own the Duncan Creek claim outright. After 5 long years, Rick was officially a Yukon landowner. It was a massive achievement and a moment of pride not just for Rick, but for fans who have followed his journey from the beginning. But just as Rick reached this incredible milestone, a new challenge emerged, one that no amount of hard work in the field can easily overcome. The Yukon Water Board recently denied Rick's application for a new water license, citing concerns about the scale and feasibility of his operating plan. Without that license, Rick's ability to mine at Duncan Creek is severely limited, and his plans for the upcoming season are now in jeopardy. Through all the ups and downs, Rick Ness has never quit. He's shown time and time again that he's willing to fight through personal struggles, mechanical disasters, and financial hardship to keep his crew working and his dream alive. He's not the biggest miner, and he's not the richest, but what he lacks in resources, he more than makes up for in determination and heart. That's why so many viewers feel connected to Rick, because he represents the everyday person striving to build something meaningful against the odds. Rick has also been open about his struggles with depression and the toll that mining and life can take. That kind of honesty is rare, especially in an industry known for toughness and self-reliance. His willingness to be vulnerable has helped break down stigmas and opened conversations about mental health in the mining world and beyond. While the water license denial is a serious setback, it's not the end. There's still time for Rick to work with the Yukon Water Board, revise his plan, and get approval for the 2025 season. He has the experience, the motivation, and now the land to make it happen.